This is Served with me, Andy Roddick. Please hit subscribe. We drop new episodes every week. This clip's brought to you by ServiceNow. AI is only as powerful as the platform it's built on. With the ServiceNow AI platform, your AI, data, and workflows all work together, connecting every corner of your business. To see how you can put AI to work for people, visit servicenow.com/AI-agents.
Over the weekend, we had Jannik Sinner confirm that he was withdrawing from the Canadian Open along with Novak Djokovic. This will be the second year in a row that both Sinner, Novak, and Alcaraz have not played in the Canadian Open. I think it's the seventh year in a row that Novak has not. And as a reminder, Sinner was kind of in every fan's dreams, was going for this sweep of all the Masters 1000s. That's now obviously not going to be possible with him withdrawing from Canada. But this is, we're 2 years into this experiment of the expanded 1000s format of the extra players, the extra days. And ultimately right now you have the Canadian Open overlaps with the Cincinnati Open. He's clearly choosing to play the Cincinnati Open, something closer to the US Open. But I don't know, when you read all this, it seems like it's a byproduct of this expansion and somebody's going to have to pay the price, and the players are saying, not us.
Yes. Yep. I mean, you say experiment, and that makes it seem like if it doesn't work, there's an off-ramp. I hope that's the case. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of real estate, right? This is the year. I think they've condensed it into, 3 weeks, or at least they were talking about it. I'm not sure if it actually hits home this year or not. But yeah, I mean, are you going to add 2 weeks to your calendar before New York? The answer for the top players who have done well on clay and on the grass has largely been no, with early feedback, especially the kind of longer format on the men's side. You're not going to get Novak to come over for a month before he plays New York, or 5 weeks before he plays New York at this point in his career. If the winner of Wimbledon wants some time off, guess when that's going to happen? It's going to happen during Canada, and that's when they're going to start ramping up their training and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I saw Jannik after he won Wimbledon, and I said, "What's next?" And he goes, "Some rest." Yeah. And so, in my mind, that you don't know, you don't kind of project your opinion on what someone's saying, and I can't come on here and say that, he says that, therefore I think Canada's out. But in my own mind, I'm going, okay, that means Canada's out. It's tough. It's it's kind of that one of those weird things where it's kind of be careful what you wish for. Is Jannik next year? This is another one that's interesting. Like, he pulls out of this, is next year, with going to Roland Garros and with kind of his tennis being almost perfect going in, but his body giving out, does he skip some of the clay court stuff next year to get his body right, to kind of prioritize fitness at Roland Garros? It's a lot easier to make the decision to let something go when it's a 2-week commitment, as opposed to coming over and saying, I'm going to get tons of matches in 2 weeks and then have a week off before the US Open. I don't know. It's just different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
stinks.
They moved the Canadian Open a week further away from Wimbledon, so it was 2 weeks last year. Now it's 3 weeks, hoping that it would give them that time. But in reality, when you look at the schedule, right, the Canadian Open, if you make the finals of the Canadian Open, which Jannik Sinner has every chance of doing so,
more often than not, he does.
More often than not, that would have been the same day as round one starting in Cincinnati. Meaning you're potentially winning the Canadian Open, you're getting a bye, and then 2 days later you're playing in Cincinnati. It's just like, if the slams are the goal right now at this point, are you going to pack that much tennis in before heading to New York?
I actually don't. I mean, I've done that. I've done that exact scenario multiple times, either winning and then winning both, or like playing a final and then going up. It's the turnaround time stinks. The thing that I actually think is a bigger factor is, do I go play this and do I rush my training timeline after Wimbledon? If they give me another week, does that just mean I'm going to train another week? Right? If you're Jannik Sinner, do you think you need a ton of matches going into slams now? Like, he's kind of entering that, like, Novak, when Fed used to not play a ton and then show up. A lot of guys do. Alcaraz has done it in Australia and won. Chuckers like me, like I wanted matches. I craved matches. I would never really just go into a slam without having played something. But I don't think he thinks he needs 2 or 3 tournaments of matches to go into a slam now, right? Like a weird result is him not making the finals of something. So I don't know, like these 2-week events, I know they're, I hope, they'd come out and say like, this is baked in till X amount of time. I'm assuming contracts are in place. I don't think it's moving anytime soon. In a moment of honesty, I'd be curious to hear past financials, which I assume have to be beneficial to make a move like this. I don't buy that we're going to give you 4 days off during a tournament and therefore you're going to be not injured throughout the year. That's been proven to be wrong, not correct. So outside of financials, in a moment of honesty, I would wonder if they would say this was a mistake. I assume they know it, but I don't know. It's unfortunate, and Canada is gonna keep paying the price for it, right? They're not gonna flip it with Cincinnati.
No,
so
yeah, Cincinnati's not going anywhere.
No, they're not gonna flip the weeks at all. So it's unfortunate, but not surprising at all that Sinner's not playing, that Novak's not playing, and obviously we hope Carlos that he's not. It's not the same scenario with Carlos this year that it is with Novak and Sinner, obviously with the wrist injury. But we hope he's back sooner than later. Opportunity knocking up there for some points.